Welcome to the Digital Strategies for Small Business podcast with Adam Roseland and Jason O'Mara. Hey everybody, today's subject is 7 productivity tips to get more accomplished in less time. The first tip is always start by tackling the hardest projects first each day. Don't start with the easy stuff and try and ease into your day. Always go after the hardest things, and once they're done, you'll find that it's much easier to get the remaining items accomplished. The second tip is focus 25% of your day on the most important task for the day. So I already told you to tackle the hardest projects first each day. What you want to do is make sure that your most important tasks are 25% of your day, and this should never be more than 3 items. So again, 1/4 of your day is dedicated to 3 items maximum. The next tip is use a task planner to lay out your weekly and daily goals. Now this kind of goes hand in hand with the first 2 tips, but what I want you to do is create a task plan every Friday so that when you come back to the office or you come back to your desk the next week, you come with a plan in advance. You're not trying to figure it out on Monday morning or whatever your first day of the week is. You're trying to give yourself a strategy and a plan so that you can constantly come with a prepared action step as soon as you get to your desk. The second part of this is make sure you edit this on a daily basis. So once you create that weekly plan, go back and edit it. You might find that you get things done a lot quicker than you thought on Monday, so Tuesday is going to be a little bit shorter. Well, start editing your daily plans. And just the same, if you have a day that you can't get caught up on everything because it just gets out of control, you need to push things back accordingly. Again, make sure that you keep your priority goals on top each day, meaning that those are your 3 most important tasks, and try and figure out which one's the hardest to address first. And assume that each task will take longer than it should. One of the biggest things that most individuals, myself included, do wrong is that we assume that a task will only take us 15 minutes when in reality it takes 30. Or we expect it to take an hour and it takes 2. It usually does this, and allowing time for the unexpected is a great idea. Tip number 4, bunch up similar activities whenever possible. Deal with all your emails all at once and then get offline. Create what I call a phone jam time if you're going to be dialing out. Do it all at once. Give yourself a block of 2 hours to make all your phone calls at once and call it your daily or your weekly phone jam. You'll find that once you get yourself in a set mode to do something, getting through it is a lot quicker than if you make a call 1 hour, then another call another half hour after, and then another later in the day. You don't zip through them because you tend to start to prepare for those calls each and every single time. If you're already in the mode of doing all your emails, or you're doing all your paperwork, or you're doing all your phone calls, it goes through a lot quicker. The 5th tip, this one's gold: turn off email alerts. You just don't need them. There is very rarely something that is pressing enough in your daily schedule that you need to be alerted of an email. Most of the email you get is probably junk mail or useless office emails that you don't need. So don't allow yourself to be alerted each time an email comes through. Turn it off on your desktop, your laptop, on your tablets and your smartphones. The 6th tip is work from zero if possible. And this means that once you open an email, address it and clear it out if possible. Don't leave it sitting in your inbox. If you can't deal with it now, you need to file it away and add it to your future task list. I can't tell you how many times I talk to people that say they have 100 emails in their inbox. And I just don't understand it, because what you have to do is you have to sort through those each and every single time you go looking for something. If you work from zero, there's no emails in. As soon as one comes in, you deal with it, you get it out. Now, obviously, this isn't a perfect scenario because you might wake up one morning and find 15 emails and you can't address all of them immediately. So you have to address them one by one, and that's the critical piece. And then as soon as you're done with it, get rid of it. The 7th and final tip is stop multitasking. I know people believe that they can do it, and my business partner believes he's a great multitasker, but trust me, this is never faster. You want proof? Here's a little test that you can time yourself doing. So I want you to start the clock and then do the following. On one line of a piece of paper, write out the word multitasking. And on the second line below that, write a number under each letter of the word multitasking. So for this example, multitasking is 12 letters. So we'll write out multitasking on one line, and then under each letter, we'll write 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on down to 12. Now you start the clock, you write out the multitasking, write out the numbers, then stop the clock. Now to compare, to see if you're a good multitasker or not, I want to see if your brain works better and faster as a multitasker. Do the same thing where you start the clock and use 2 lines, but this time what we're going to do is when we write out the word multitasking, we're going to write it out letter by letter. And then when we write the numbers below, we're going to write the corresponding number below it right after we write the first letter and then the second letter. So it would be writing M on one line, then 1 below it, then U next to the first line, and then 2 below it, and then L, and then 3, and then T, and then 4, and so on. Now, if you can do this just as quickly as you did the first part of it, where you write out multitasking and then write out the numbers, if you can write M1, U2, L3 just as quickly, I can't even say it as quickly, but if you can do that just as quickly, then you're a multitasker. And you know what? You can just disregard tip number 7. But I guarantee that 99.9% of you can't do it. And therefore, you're not multitaskers. And you're only slowing yourself down throughout the course of the day. This one tip can likely save you at least 15 to 30 minutes of time each and every single day. And trust me, that adds up fast as we go through each week, each month, and each year. You'll be amazed at how much activity you can get done throughout the course of the day when you do it block by block by block rather than jumping in from one thing to the other. So again, to recap, the 7 productivity tips that I talked about today are: tackle the hardest projects first, focus 25% of your day on the most important tasks, use a task planner to lay out your weekly and daily goals, bunch up similar activities when possible, turn off email alerts, work from 0 in your inbox or any other kind of process that you work with, and then the most important thing is stop multitasking. I guarantee this will make improvements in your day and allow you to get more accomplished in less time. So I hope you enjoyed today's tips, and I look forward to speaking to you again next time. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. If you're having difficulties landing new clients, you are not alone. Roja Interactive helps small businesses across the country generate more leads and win more business. If you need help with building unique websites that you own, not lease like some other companies out there, if you need mobile and micro websites, landing page creation, pay-per-click advertising, search engine optimization, email marketing or blogging services, call or email now for a free evaluation of your marketing processes. My phone number is 267-225-3344. Again, 267-225-3344. and my email is adam@rojaweb.com. That's ROJAWEB.com. Thanks for investing your time today to help build your business.